All right, buckle up, folks. We're diving headfirst into chaos. Right off the bat, we see a big, hulking figure with wild hair, looking like he's about to leap off the page. He's got a mean snarl and a fist ready for action, with a green cape flapping behind him. Now, below him is this massive, grinning face, almost like a mask, with a bunch of folks trapped inside. There's a man in a purple outfit, looking like he's trying to hold on, and three women all scrambling. One in blue, one in black and a pink outfit, and finally one in a red outfit. They're all wide-eyed, clearly not having a good time. Okay, new scene, new drama. We've zoomed out to see this massive domed structure bathed in light. It's like a fancy palace, but something feels off. Up on a balcony, we've got a figure in gold armor, calling out to a group, telling them to attack their friends. Down below, we have this dark figure covered in tendrils. They're looking back and appear to be responding. They're in the middle of a crowd of people, with the word run floating over the heads of a couple of these people. Talk about a double threat. Things are heating up. Whoa, hold on to your hats, folks. The scene just exploded into pure chaos. We've got a gigantic fiery explosion ripping through what looks like a city on the water. The flames are all over the place. It's like the whole place is being swallowed up by this huge ball of fire and smoke. Even the waves are crazy as they crash against the structures. This is intense. All right, the fire is the main event now. We're getting a real sense of the aftermath. The top panel shows a thick plume of smoke and fire billowing up to the sky. Then we see the buildings burning and crumbling into the sea. Next, we zoom in and see the fire enveloping everything. We are left with just shadows in the flames. Then, we are shown what appear to be several individuals, now just barely visible in the fire. It's a raging inferno, and it looks like no one will survive this. The intensity just jumped up a notch. In the first panel, we see someone's head and jaw snapping under pressure, and then in the next panel, a guy in a dark purple suit is getting a beatdown with a cock. Then, we cut to a woman with blonde hair shouting X23, Laura. Next, a woman with black hair is saying that Sinister controlled them through the word mangonel. Then a person says, Shargun, you what? And there is a big reveal, the release word. And then finally, the woman with the long black hair says, Laura Calf, I've erased all your control words. I need to get to the others. She then is alerted of someone behind her. Whoa, it looks like things are getting hairy. A massive brute with a face full of rage is leaping at the woman with the long black hair. You can hear the sound of the impact with a big ruoah. She's got her claws out and looks ready to go, and as she is facing away from the big brute, she is also being attacked by someone on the ground in purple and saying oh and $% before being attacked again with calf. It's a total ambush. Okay, things are moving fast now. In the first panel, we see the woman with the black hair pinned by a big brute who appears to be Sabretooth, shouting, Sabretooth, Shargun, is there a word to stop him? Before he can respond, the next panel has a whammum, and we can see someone being hit by a shockwave that seems to go right through the character. Next, the individual in the silver suit says, yes, but Deathstrike is here, I have to stop her first. He then goes after the individual in red, which causes the individual in the red outfit to say schlick as they claw at him. Then in the next panel she screams, or I won't be able to save the rest of YARG, and is flung back. Then finally we are shown the individual in the purple suit who says, was so fast. As he watches what appears to be his defeat, things are getting chaotic. The woman in the red outfit lands a crushing blow with a big thack on the silver-suited figure. Then he manages to grab her leg and says Fla FF, followed by the word flambage. Then we see the woman in purple, who was previously being attacked, tell the woman in the red outfit that she set them free from Sinister's programming. She says, W what? How? Then a speech bubble appears with guys, help, Sabretooth is really trying to kill me. We then see the character Junk say, wait, it's okay, I can take him, I just arg, as they get hit and fly through the air. And next we see the character Junk say, Junk, hang on, I'm coming to help. Just have to keep moving as she is sliding on the ground. Then we see Endo say, Endo, get up. We gotta move. And we see another character, Skell say, Arg, and Skell, where? Then finally, we see a close-up of the woman in the black hair and hear her say, "Where's Mr. Sinister?" Okay, we're in the aftermath now. The first panel shows an area of rubble with a loud KRKLL and CKRPLKK, showing that things are collapsing. Next, there's a blue-skinned person among the debris getting called an idiot. Then we see Sabretooth crawling around and saying, HRRAG. Below that, we see the man in purple, and we also see a person holding a device and saying, "Morons, idiots, you complete. Utter, you're ruining everything. My plans, it's all going wrong." Next we hear, "Yuriko, we have to find Mystique. Her ship crashed, she could actually." And finally, we see the silver suit guy on the ground saying, "Ooh. All right, let's dive into this chaos." First, we see a blue-skinned woman with red hair say, "Make the best of a bad situation." Okay. First, with a device in hand. In the next panel, we see an angry Sabretooth being attacked, and we hear, "Make sure Sabretooth can't hear his release word." In the next panel, a huge set of teeth is right in our face, and then the silver suit guy grabs Sabretooth and pins him, and someone yells, "Ulfbert." Next, we see a really intense close-up of Sabretooth and the silver suit guy wrestling. Then, finally, a hand appears and attempts to restrain Sabretooth while saying, "No. Sabretooth, leave him alone." All right, things are going from bad to worse. We start with the silver suit guy saying, "What the release word? It should have worked." In the next panel, we see a purple-suited figure with a black-haired person behind him being violently attacked by Sabretooth with a big R-rog, and someone yelling, "Creed, stop it, leave junk alone." The next panel is someone shouting, "Help me." And then we have a chaotic scene of Sabretooth with his hands clasped around someone's head. They appear to be screaming, and we hear SSSSSS as they are being crushed. Then we have the silver suit guy yelling, "Somebody, NNGH, someone help, he's gone berserk." Okay, folks, this is brutal. We've got a full shot of Sabretooth roaring, and he is being ripped apart. A dark tendril-like thing has wrapped around him and is ripping him apart with a huge SHRR rip. This is absolutely intense. Oh man, it's all happening now. First, someone is shouting, "Noo woo woo woo," as a body lies on the ground. Next, we see the individual in black and silver saying, "Sabretooth, you killed him, you son of a." Next, we see the woman with black hair going for Sabretooth, and she says, "Keep it up, Skell. Together we can take him." Then we see the silver suit guy being hit with a whammam, while also being thrown into debris. It's a total whirlwind of action. Okay, the pieces are falling into place now. First, the purple suit character is saying, "Ulfbert." Sabretooth's release word is Ulfbert. Then we see the red-haired and blue-skinned character says, "I don't understand why it didn't work earlier." Next, we see Sabretooth being attacked with a crack while being told, "Wah." Next, we see a large fist with a thark hitting a large purple-suited character and someone shouting, "Skell, stop." After this, the woman with black hair is squeezing the large purple suit character's head, and she says, "What? What happened?" Finally, we see a close-up of the silver suit guy and the woman with red hair, and she says, "You had all the control words, Shargan." And the silver suit guy says, "You could have made a puppet of me, but you released me instead." Things are getting intense. The first panel shows the silver suit guy, and he is saying, "That's right, Yuriko." The woman with the long black hair then says, "Out of my way, Deathstrike," with what appears to be an attack. Next, the silver suit guy is saying, "I endo." And then, in the next panel, the character with long green hair is yelling, "You bastard. You just left US with Sinister. You don't know what IT was like. He tortured US, and now Junk is dead. Oh God." Then in the next panel, the silver suit guy is grabbing the character with the long green hair, and he says, "He made it so we wouldn't die, but I wish I would. You first though, you son of a." Then finally, we see the silver suit guy hit the character with long black hair with a loud blam. All right, things are wrapping up, but not without some serious action. The blue-skinned woman is looking down and says, "I told you coming here was a bad idea, Shargan." We then cut to her firing a gun with a loud blam and hitting what appears to be Sabretooth, who is now just bone. Next, we see the woman with the long black hair, and the blue-skinned woman asks, "Did you listen?" And we can hear the long, black-haired woman say, "No, Mystique, no." Then, in the next panel, we can see the blue-skinned woman firing another gun, and the purple suit guy says, "Endo, Creed, you killed them, you," followed by another blam. Then the blue-skinned woman is talking to the silver suit guy, and she says, "That's right, Skell, I did. If you're upset, just remember." Then, finally, we can see the blue-skinned woman's eyes as she says, "There's one simple rule that will keep this kind of thing from ever happening to you again. Always listen to Mystique." And we can see the blue-skinned woman standing over what appear to be a few bodies. It seems like she's in charge now. Okay, things are calming down, but there's still some drama. In the first panel, the woman in red is kicking the silver suit guy, and we can hear a cack as she says, "Arg." Next, we see a hand reaching for the silver suit guy, and then he is sitting there looking injured and says, "Shargun, let me help you up." Then the silver suit guy says, "No, Argun is a spirit. He inhabits me, but I'm dying. He'll find a new host when I'm dead. He's the one you love. He'll be back." Then finally, the woman in red goes to touch the silver suit guy, and he says, "What? No, you will heal." Okay, we're reaching the climax here. In the first panel, the purple suit guy is saying, TWNN, this. And then the silver suit guy is yelling out, "This isn't how any of this was supposed to go. Sinister, where are you? You promised you'd." Next, we see the blue-skinned woman yelling, "X-23, Sabretooth, get this piece of garbage in one of our containment cells," as she shoots with blam, bam, and blam. Then she says, "I don't know if the bullets are even getting through Skell's muscle or if Sinister set him up with some kind of healing ability." Then we see the woman with the long black hair saying, "No, Mystique. No, I'm not taking any more orders. Everything's gone wrong. You're killing everyone." Okay, we're at the end now, folks. There's just a few pieces left. First, we see the blue-skinned woman telling someone, you can't just now, you listen, and you listen hard, child." Then she's saying, "Do you think you can't? There's only one way this is going to go." Then we hear someone say, "Hey," twice. Then, in the next panel, the woman in red is holding the silver suit guy and saying, "Stop it." I can't hear what he's saying. Finally, we see a close-up of the silver suit guy with the woman holding him saying, I don't want either of you to die, Shargun, you or Argun," as the silver suit guy says, "I." And that's a wrap, folks. We start with the woman in red holding the silver suit guy, and he says, "You, Rico, you are the toughest person I've ever met." And the red-dressed woman says, "Glad we had a little time, glad we did." Next, the blue-skinned woman is saying, "Crack, we can't stay here. The whole place is going to come down on top of us." Then, in the final panel, we can see the destroyed interior and hear crack, crick, and crack. We see many bodies scattered across the ground, and the woman with long black hair is saying, "They're all dead, Mystique. You did this. We have to get out now before it's..." It seems like there's some serious fallout, and the story is over. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.